Atlanta Falcons on the road at the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are 10-point favorites at all shops except for one. There's a 9.5 on the board out there. 46.5 to 47 is your total here. Adam, this one, look, this is the classic, everyone, the classic bounce back spot. The Rams play the best team in the NFL in week one. Everyone thinks the Rams suck, but really it's just you played the best team in the NFL in week one. They come back, they're able to play, the Falcons, who maybe looked a little bit better than they actually should have looked last week, et cetera. So, there's a lot of narratives kind of going into this one. The Rams, I think the Bills defense is awesome. I picked the Bills to win the game. Nothing that happened in that game shocks me, right? I didn't see anything that blew me away. I still think the Rams are one of the 5 best teams in the NFL, but they just ran into the best team in the NFL. You had a team that played no starters in the preseason. That's just what McVay does. Was there a little bit of rust? I think so. I think Matthew Stafford, if you gave him truth serum, would tell you that there was some rust going on with him, and which is why he didn't look Allen Robinson's way, which is why it was just hike Cooper Kupp, hike Cooper Kupp, hike Cooper Kupp every single time, because that's what he knows and that's what he's familiar with. I imagine there's a little bit more chemistry now, a little bit. They've got a game under their belts. It's all this this is Rams. I think this is Rams big. If I had to lay, which is not in my account, if I had to lay any of the big favorites this week, this would be the one that I would play.
What I have marked in my notes, Matt, is if this manages to get under 10, I think you can feel pretty comfortable with Los Angeles, because this game opened 13, right? It opened 13. What exactly changed for us to get to 10? I understand if it moves a point or two, but this has moved a lot, and we're down to a fairly key number at 10. And so, look, if you want to buy what you saw out of the Falcons last week, again, good luck and have fun with that. But I'm not going to be in that situation. Maybe there's more concern for Matthew Stafford's elbow than others have, than we have. But ultimately, I agree with you. I think this is Rams and Rams big. I know we say classic bounce back spot, and maybe you think about that and say, oh, I don't know, right? You would be a little hesitant. No, I think this really is the place. The Falcons are still horrible, and they couldn't even hold on to the lead they had last week against the New Orleans team that was struggling.
Yeah, Adam, this seems like one-way traffic. Steven, this seems like one-way traffic to me. I don't know. I don't know how you even make a case really here for the Falcons. I think they ran a little bit above expectation last week. And the one thing we do know is if your number one receiver is a tight end and, your other receiver is your best receiver is a rookie, that's just not going to translate to week in, week out, every single week. And then, of course, now you go up against this Rams team, Rams defensive front, secondary, all the different things like that. Seems like one-way traffic to me. And I'm with you, Adam. This thing gets to 9 for whatever reason. I think I'll even come in on the Rams this week.
I'm with you. I'm with you guys. We have 10s across the board as we record Friday morning. There is a 9.5 minus 115 at FanDuel, so we could be moving in that direction. Trenches mismatch here for me. Big trenches mismatch here for me. I think sometimes we talk overreactions in week 2 from week 1. I agree with you guys. This is too many points on the move to me. And the Rams, okay, they got stopped by a defense with a consensus top 3 front 7 and a top 3 secondary. And now we're getting 3 extra points against the consensus bottom 5 Falcons front 7 and bottom 5 Falcons secondary. And Atlanta in week 1 was bottom 20 in pass rush win rate. So if you had concerns about the Rams offensive line, Atlanta really doesn't have much to take advantage of it. And if the Falcons are going to blitz like they did last week, they blitzed on 33% of dropbacks. Well, Stafford was 68% completion percentage against the blitz last year, which was top 5 in the NFL. So yeah, that's a buy point for me if we get to 9.5, and I'm still considering a half unit at 10.
Yeah. And if you're in a non-circa survivor pool, I don't hate the Rams either as your play this week. You got to hold on to them if you're in circa, but if you're in a non-circa one, I think that's a pretty solid survivor play as well.